Welcome to the Core Reform series. This is a three-part series where I'm going to teach you few exercises to help you reform and strengthen your core. Let's stand on your mat. You could go to the end of the mat, keeping your feet separate, just about hip distance apart. Place your one hand on your back and one hand on your abs, on your belly. Now, inhale as you expand your back and your belly. And then exhale through your pursed lips and trying to draw your belly. Again, inhale. And exhale. One more time, breathe in. And breathe out. Now, hold your arms loose by your side. Take a full breath in, roll your shoulders back and down. Again, inhale. One more time. Now, on the next inhalation, drop the chin towards the chest and then curl your spine, contracting your belly. Roll down towards your feet. Now take a breath in here. And then on the exhalation, contract your belly and slowly roll all the way up to stand fully in an upright position. Make sure your chin come up and your shoulders roll back down. Let's repeat this for 3 times. Inhale and exhale. Now inhale and exhale. Let's do one more time. Inhale and exhale. Now once you're down here, you can also soften your knees a little and then try to deepen the stretch in your back and a little bit on your hamstrings. Take a breath in here. And then as you breathe out, just roll yourself all the way up, making sure your abdominal muscles are contracted slightly. For the next practice, I'll need you to stand in the middle of your mat. So now you can face me with your toes turned out and your heels together. Place your hands right behind your head. To start with, first thing, you're going to lift your heels off the ground. So just keep your heels slightly off the ground. Now you're balancing in this position. Right, maintain the balance, feel the weight on all the 10 toes. The balls of the 10 toes. And once you find the stability, slowly as you inhale, lower your pelvis nice and down. Your knees go over your second and third toes. And then as you exhale, contracting your belly and push down to the floor as you stand upright. Let's repeat that for 10 times. You inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Now, it's always a good idea to breathe out through your pursed lips. This way you relax the face muscles, the muscles around your throat. You can also inhale and exhale through your nose if you're not used to breathing through your mouth. The inhalation should always go through your nose, so that goes into your lungs. And exhale. Now, if you find this is getting really difficult and challenging to go all the way down, you could do this halfway through. Right? So it's always a good idea to make some modifications. I always like to show the final option first. And then if you cannot go to that option, you find something more simpler. And even if you did small range of motions, you would still be able to feel your legs. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Release your hands all the way down. Now bring your feet together. In this round, you'll keep your hands into the front. So let's turn. I'll just turn sideways so you can see me more clearly and the body position as well. Now, as I inhale, go down. And then exhale, we come back up. Okay? So inhale through your nose. Exhale either through your pursed lips or through your nose. Again, breathing in and out. Now, as you go down, you don't have to worry about going all the way down, just halfway at the level of your knee or slightly higher than your knee. Again, inhale. Very good. Make sure your toes are pointing forward. Your knees may separate slightly as you work through this position. That's it. Keep going. We'll do another 4. And 3. And 2. One more time, inhale. And exhale, bring your hands nice and down. In the next round, you'll separate your toes, just like this. Toes apart, heels together again, and hands in the front. As you inhale, push your knees over your second to third toe, and then as you exhale, come up. The only difference here is that your heels are on the ground, and then lift up. If you want to challenge, you can also lift your 10 toes off the ground, and then exhale to lift. So follow the same breathing. Let's do another 6. And the last time. And then release your hands. Now the final position, cross your hands, lift your heels nice and off the ground, and then lower your heels. Again, inhale, and exhale. Try not to lean forward, grow taller. And again, up. It's important that your heels stay together. Just like that. Inhale, and exhale. See, it's very easy actually, just raising your calf, right? Raising your heels, moving up and down, really start to activate. Notice your heart rate is now increased, your respiration also improving. And this is good. We haven't done any cardio, we just moved the legs. Okay, the last time we go here, drop a little and pulse. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Release your heels and return. These are important core muscles in our body, helps us improve and walk better, okay? So let's go back to the back of your mat, and in the next exercise, you're going to roll down and forward, walk forward to your plank. Here's how you do this. Let's try this together. Inhale, and then on the exhalation, just rounding. Now walk your hands forward in few steps until you arrive into the plank. You hold your body straight. Watch your back. If you have a mirror, it's great to see yourself from side to side. So you don't want to collapse your back like that, or do not want to collapse that way. But push with your hands and also push with your feet. So you pull with your feet and push with your hands, so your body stays nice and high. You can't just use your arms always or legs only. So hold, connect. Now always keep your head forward. And then just lift your hips. Walk your hands back to your feet. And then roll yourself up. Fully stand upright. Let's do this again. Inhale. Exhale to roll down. Walk your hands forward. Nice. And hold the position. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push your hips up. Walk your hands back to your feet. And then roll yourself up all the way to stand. And do the final round. Inhale and exhale. Just walk your hands forward. Nice. And hold into the plank. 4, 3. Maintain the pressure. You're pushing. 2, and 1. Let's drop your knees. Bring your knees under your hips, hands under your shoulders, and tuck your toes under. In this position, you will look front and hold this position here. First, we're going to work on scapula isolation. So simply draw your scapula towards each other, your shoulder blades, and then push away. Now, while you do this, make sure you do not collapse into your ribs, into your back, right? Because you probably will be doing like that. So this is not good. Keep your spine stiff. Abs tight, spine stiff, and then just the scapula moves. back and forth. It's a good idea to check yourself in the mirror when you do this position and purely working your shoulder blades. Now, gliding your shoulder blades smoothly will help you relax the muscles around your neck, and it can reduce the shoulder and the neck pains. And just like that. Good. Let's do another 3. I usually do most of the exercise for 6 times. And 4, 2, okay, and let's just hold there. Now, from this position, keeping your spine straight, next thing we want to do is curl your pelvis under and then release your spine back. So notice that only the lower part that moves, and then stick it out. So just curl your pelvis under. I'm pushing my knees hard into the floor. I'm keeping my toes firm in order to get this movement right. This is a good exercise for the hip joint. It helps you mobilize your hips. So rolling your pelvis over your hips. So when we talk about the core, we talk about your pelvis, your lower back, your abdominal muscles, and your upper back mainly. Include some of the hip exercises in this sequence, and then release all the way back in. Now let's combine this to full exercise of cat stretch. So first, tuck your tail under, then the lower back, mid back, upper back, and the cervical spine all rounds in. Then stick your buttocks out. Release your spine, articulate. Again, exhale. Try to have very little movement in your neck. And most of the movement coming from your pelvis, mid back, and your scapula. Again, push. And then inhale. Nice, and out. One more time. Tuck it under, round your back. And then release all in, and then lengthen and just look front. Now we add some thoracic rotation. So to do this, it's ideal to have a yoga block for this particular thing, exercise. Have this block, place it right between your knees, then place your hands back into the 4-point kneeling. This is our quadruped position. Now, as you squeeze the block, place your left hand under like this, reaching up to your shoulder blade. Then just rotate your spine. It's important that you squeeze the yoga block there. Then inhale, we go up. Exhale. So follow the breathing. It's really effective. Inhale. Nice. As you squeeze the yoga block, it will limit the movement in your hips and purely be rotating your thoracic spine. We'll do it for 6 times. Let's try another 3. Now when you do this, do not round your back, okay? Keep your spine always straight. So the movement is happening at your shoulder right here. And then you push up, back to center. So as you rotate your spine on the shoulder, you're actually twisting from the spine. So do not round when you come up like that. Keep the back straight. And push up. One more time. Now let's change hands. Place the other hand under, and then simply rotate. Inhale and push. And again. Nice. Watch out that you're really keeping your spine straight, squeezing that yoga block between your knees and thighs. Good. And the last time. Push it up and then release everything. Nice. And back. Very good. Here's the final exercise. So, in this position, so this is just our warm-up, okay? Stretch your right leg back, left hand forward, palm facing in. Now inhale, and as you exhale, lift your hand and the leg. Now when you do this, make sure you do not collapse into your back like that. So you have to engage your abs and really squeeze your left buttocks, tuck your toe under, and abs working. So your body is, now your spine is in a straight line. Maintain that horizontal line of your torso from head to the tail, and then just lift. When you do this, you'll purely feel your shoulder and the buttocks. 6, 7, let's do for 10, 8, 9, and 10. We change sides. Keep your toe tucked under, right toes, right hand forward, left leg back, inhale, and then exhale. There's no movement in your spine whatsoever. One more time and finish. Let's release and recover yourself. Nice. So that's it for now. For your warm-up, let's come down to begin with the first exercise, which is to help you activate your mid-back area, this part here. Now, to do this, first, place your forehead down, legs together, and hands are out like this. It's like a trident position. So your head and the hands are out like this. Now, from this, making sure that most of your weight is actually on your ribs and your pubic bone, and you're not pushing your belly, because if you push your belly into the floor, you end up hurting your back and overactivating this lumbar spine. You don't want to do that. So keep the weight on your pubic bone down there, and then in your rib cage, the base of your ribs stay down. And then all you have to do is inhale as you lift your hands and chest, and exhale. So it's not a back bend. Don't even try. Just horizontal from the ground. Lift just a tiny bit. That's it. Let's do for 6 times. One more inhale. And exhale. In the next round, you'll bring your hands right beside. So keep your hands by your shoulder and elbows are down. Keep your chin pointing to your chest. Then, as you inhale, stretch your arms forward. Same position. Remember not to push your belly into the floor. Like this. So inhale as you stretch your arms forward and slightly wider. And then exhale to come back in. Again, inhale. Stretch slightly wider than your mat. And then exhale. You should feel in your mid-back, not in your lower back. And again. Last time. And relax. If you find this is very challenging, this sequence, you can also place a pillow under your ribs or your chest here. Okay, the final position here is to actually move your hands under your forehead like this. Then take a breath in as you lift your face, chest and hands. Then as you exhale, lower a little and lift. And rest. We repeat this for 2 more rounds. 6 times you lift. Each time you lift 6 times, 6 pulses. So, like that. Let's try again. And relax. Last time. Now, while you're doing this, be careful not to use your lower back. And rest and recover yourself. Hands by chest, push into a shell stretch. Just stretching your arms, bring your head down, and let's breathe a few times. Now let's roll yourself up to fully upright position. Now come on your knees and we're going to stretch our thighs. The next set of practices to actually help you improve some hip strength and lower abs work. So from here with your foot flat, hands in front of your thighs. So tighten up your buttocks and just lean back as one piece. And then push forward to stand. This should stretch your thighs. So you inhale and exhale. Now if this strains your knees, don't go too far, but it's still a good exercise for the knee. And then up. There you go. Let's do another 3. And 2. And 1 more. And 1. Okay, that's it. Let's have a seat. For the next set of exercises, we will need a Pilates ring. Now, if you don't have it, you can use a bend. You can't do it without this tool. You need some resistance. A little bit of resistance is very beneficial in activating your muscles, especially your buttocks and hips, because we're not using your body weight. We're working on core strength, which means you don't use them. You try to clear your gravity first. So we do most of the positions in laying down here. So there's no gravity involved, which is very effective to turn on your core from a very deeper level. Just like a newborn child. When they kick their legs in and out, they're actually building their core strength, something like that. So let's use the ring. And definitely you should buy one. They're so inexpensive and very useful tool. And most of exercises that I'll introduce you will also include this particular ring. So keep your feet separate, just to your hip distance, with your feet nice and down, and your head is resting now into the mat. So to begin with, the first one, I have you first press out into the ring. And the exercise is about pressing into the ring to activate your hip muscle here, the glute muscles. Now to do this, first lift your pelvis in the air. Every time you lift your pelvis, make sure your belly doesn't pop out like that, right? So you want to just lift the pelvis in the air, just the pelvis, right? When you lift the pelvis, if you're using your shoulder, then you're overusing your back muscle, so that's not good too. So we want to make sure that we just use our feet, press down, and lift our pelvis, just like that. Also to put your hand on top of your belly to just challenge you really. This way you will never be able to go very high because you don't have your hands. Most people actually use the hand a lot. So figure out what's best for you and then just make sure that you do not strain your back or use your back. We use your buttocks here. Okay, so once you're ready, let's pick your heels just 1 inch off the ground. Notice it's not too high, just how much you use for walking. Everything I teach you is functional. It's something that you use on a daily basis, everyday life. So heels are just like that. Now, once you're ready, just push your pelvis up, so kind of opening up this line here, and then press into the ring for 3 times. 2 and 3. Lower your heels and maintain the resistance while you still lift your pelvis. Let's try this again. Lift the heel just a little and press. 1, 2, 3. Lower the heels and lift your pelvis. Let's do one more time. The heels a little up. Heels down and lift really high. And then roll your spine bone by bone and relax. Okay, let's repeat this. You may have to adjust the ring time to time. Okay, again, roll your pelvis. Once you're up there, just lift the heels 1 inch. Do not keep your feet too far, otherwise you cramp up your muscles. So, when you're ready, press. And then heels down, hips up. Heels down, hips up. So really opening this front line here, your hip flexors, without stretching them so intensively, but you actually train the right muscle. And this is a smartest way to work your muscles. Don't spend too much time stretching painful stretches. My gosh, you don't need that. You can just train your muscles and work or release the opposite muscles. Smart way to work. Again, roll up. Now, unless you have an issue with real stiffness with your body, of course, we need to do some stretching for that. So hips are up and press. 1, 2, 3. Lower the heels and get the pelvis up. Again, lift, press. 1, 2, 3. Heels go down, the pelvis go 1 inch like a thrust. And again, lift, press. 1, 2, 3. Lower and lift. Maximum. I'm really feeling my buttocks, nothing in my back. And then roll your spine all the way down. So that's the first one. Now we have to intensify this, of course. Take the hands up here. Hold the ring into your hands. If you don't have the ring, you can just use a towel or just keep your hands up here. But you should have one, okay? I recommend you having one. Now keep your feet together. Lift your pelvis right there in the air. Once you're stable, you're going to take your right leg straight to the ceiling. Now hold this position. Flex your ankle as you lower the leg halfway. Point and lift. Now as you do this position, don't slide up and do not lower your pelvis. And lift. Okay? You can do this together. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's put your feet down. They should come together so they are in the same spot. Now, challenge with the other leg going up. Bring it close to the ring. Now, this requires some flexibility. If you don't have, it's okay. You still start from here, and that's fine. Just lower. 1. How low can you get? I suggest you go just parallel to this other leg, and then it should work. Inhale and put your feet down. Lift your pelvis, nicely thrust, and then roll your spine bone by bone and recover yourself into neutral spine. That's good. Okay, let's move on to the next one. We're going to put this ring between our thighs here. So we activate some inner thighs and abdominal muscles. Take a breath in, keep your feet parallel, then breathe out as you squeeze the ring. Inhale to release. And 2. 3. You could do it from 6 to 12 times. 4. Now, as I squeeze the ring, my focus is on contracting the lower abs and not pushing the belly up. Right? So this activates your pelvic floor muscles, also activates your deep abdominal muscles. We call transversus abdominis. And just squeezing the ring. You should feel your inner thighs, but don't force too hard with your leg, but focus more on abs. And again, like just drawing and flattening your abs as you squeeze the ring. And then release. Now let's take your legs up here to the tabletop position where your feet together, knees are slightly apart. We'll do the same thing here. Inhale, you release. And good. Now I'm breathing out through the mouth so that you can hear me breathing. I'm inhaling through the nose. One more. And 6. If you did right, you'll feel this area, the inner thighs, all of this engaging. You don't need to overdo this. This muscle is always tight, kind of. So you want to focus more on the abdominal muscles. Here's the last position here. You're going to put this ring on the outside. Keep the feet together and press out into the ring to feel the tension in the ring in your outer hips. You can use your hands a little bit here. So press, pull the knee towards the chest, press into the ring and roll your pelvis just a tiny bit, and then release the pelvis. So you did this earlier in the cat stretch. It's much harder to do this here. So press and just kind of rolling it and then release. Press. Now this is a very good position if you have severe lumbar curve, hyperextended spine, anterior pelvic tilt. All I mean is if you always stand with your lower back extended too much. So this is a great exercise. Also good for the lower back pain, especially the extension based. And then release. And 2 more. One more. And then release and return. Let's take the ring out and come up to sit. So in the next set of exercises, we are going to activate our abdominal muscles. The next exercise, the set of exercise, is a 6-minute exercise. It's absolutely a fantastic way to activate your abdominals. So to do this, just lay down on your back with your hands behind your head. First, we will exhale as we curl our spine. Right there. Once you're here, take both your feet into a tabletop position. Nice. Now your head is back. Take a breath in. Then exhale as you tap your one foot and then the other. Just like that. And this is engaging abdominal muscles. Absolutely a great exercise. Now, if you have thoracic kyphosis, this exercise is, it can be modified slightly. How do you do that? The thoracic kyphosis means if you have hunchback, if your upper thoracic spine is always rounded, then you don't need to lift the head. Just keep your head down and still do the same exercise. Okay, so we'll do 6, only 6. Okay, I lost the count, so maybe one more, and back, and then relax all the way down. So that's your first exercise. We got 6 exercises, 6 repetitions each. Second, ready? Lifting up, and here, inhale. Then just push one leg out, inhale to return, and the other leg out. Now, if this exercise hurts your back, what you can do next is place some kind of pillow under your pelvis, which will help you activate this. Or do this exercise on a softer surface like the bed or softer mat like I'm using. And one more, and then rest and recover yourself. As you do these exercises, the rib cage must stay flat. If it's popping out, you have a very severe extension in your spine, right? That's an partial issue. So it's something that we need to address differently. So I suggest the best way to work this, or the basic way to work this, is to just place a kind of a pillow or something under your pelvis. So the pelvis is raising up. Once the pelvis is raised, then your lower back will start sinking naturally. Okay, give it a try and let me know what you think about that. Okay, curl up now. Ready for the third one. Again, keep the feet together. Now, this is what I was talking about, that your back might lift off. You really need to engage your abs in order to do this right. So here we go. That's it. Sit and exhale when the legs go away from the body. Inhale when it lifts up. Again, we don't do too many, we do only 6. One more. And then rest. Inhale again, and then exhale, curl up. For the next exercise, you'll keep your legs straight but slightly open. Now my legs are open to my elbow. So knee to the elbow, all right? From here, we're going to curl the lower body. Now we're going to actually lift the pelvis and get the knees close to your elbow and then release. This may be very hard and challenging for some of you, but as you start working, you will have to build that strength in your lower abs. It's probably the best set of exercises to do that. So your lower abs will get stronger. Although in the beginning, it feels in the upper abs. And one more, and then release. And I feel right on the either side of my abs. Not much on the center, but on the obliques. So that's to activate obliques. We got 4 muscles and we have to engage each of them. Okay, ready for the next one? Now this is especially for the middle, the rectus. Keep your feet together. The harder you squeeze your feet, the more challenging it gets. Loose is not challenging. Squeeze and then you're done. Ready? Go. This time you bring your knee towards your nose. And 2. Now make sure your leg always return to 90 degrees and not further down. And give me one more. And rest and recover. The final one. Legs are straight. Now this is challenging your coordination here. So go down with one leg and switch. Inhale in between and exhale as you simply switch leg. Five, 6, 6, and rest. All in. So I really hope you felt your abdominal muscles. Now we'll do some half roll back, some other exercises to help you open a bit more. For that, you will need ring. You can use a towel or a stick. So first, we'll sit upright with your toes pointing up. Keep your feet together, separate your knees, and reach your hands into the front, kind of a flexion here. Now begin to roll your spine and squeeze the ring, because that's what engages your abs. Just to the point you know you can come back up, and then flex your spine and articulate. This is an exercise for your spine and your abs. So squeeze and roll. And coming up. Again, squeeze and roll. Come back up. You want to follow the breathing. So we squeeze and roll. We exhale. Inhale, we stay. And then exhale, we squeeze the ring and come back up. So that makes it really challenging. Again, squeeze and roll. Inhale, stay. And exhale. It's really tough when you have to breathe while your abs are in such a great position, like contracted. Breathe in. And then again, exhale. Flex and up. Let's sit fully upright. Wow, that feels good. Okay, let's go ahead. Now, squeeze the ring between your legs here. And with your hands nicely into the front. Now we're going to twist our spine as we roll back. So take a full inhalation here. And then as you exhale, just begin to roll your spine. And then we rotate the spine to one side. Come back to center and sit upright. Again, squeeze, we roll. Squeeze the ring, that's what I meant. Back to center and come back up. Just like that. Exhale, rotate, and come back up. Now you can also seamlessly twist while you roll. Whoops! And that's normal. All right, here we go. Again, exhale to roll. And then release, come back in. And inhale to return. I'm knocking everything around me. Oh, I got some trouble with my abs. Oh gosh, I need to really train more harder in this. So here we go. I'm gonna keep my toes up. What's going on with me, right? So exhale. Inhale to come back. Exhale. Inhale to come back. And come back. Good. Okay, seems like I'm getting stronger. No, I just reduced the size of the movement. And that's the smart way to work. Just reduce the size of the movement until you can get more stronger to get deeper into all these positions. And then come back all the way up. Release. Okay, well done. Let's put the ring aside and let's go down on your tummy. The next set of practices are the final set of practices. Extremely important. We're going to focus on the mid-back and the glutes. So we're combining our spine and the hips now. To do this, come down. Place your hands on the outside of your mat and at your shoulder level. Right there. And then you're going to keep your feet kind of together at this point. Maybe separate for the Swan Dive. We call this exercise Swan Dive. So keep the hands in line with the shoulder or chest and feet separate, toes slightly turned out. Now, when you're ready, this is not a cobra, so don't try to do a back extension. Okay, so first push your pubic bone down, right, this part down, and then pick your abs off until your arms are straight. Now it's okay if your upper back is slightly rounded because we don't want to do cobra. Okay, this is a swan dive. So hold here and then come down. Again, inhale. Exhale, you lift and really push with the hands. You'll feel your buttocks if you push your pubic bone down enough. And then coming down and rest. Again, inhale. And as you exhale, lifting up. Inhale and exhale, come down. Again, breathe in. Inhale and exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale to lift. Now, inhale as you go down, lift both legs. Exhale and coming up. It's more like a seesaw, but this is an actual swan dive movement. Okay, try not to overarch your back. Always keep your abs up. And down and up. If you did right, you'll feel your buttocks and not your lower back. Again, inhale and up, hold and tight. And then rest. And let's just do a quick shell stretch, just in case if you need to stretch your back. Sometimes you may overuse your back. For that reason, it's good to stretch this way. Now, let's go back down, and we will be trying the swimming next exercise. And it's good to use a Pilates ring because it gives you a nice height and gives you better support. So let's place your hand right on the top of the ring, here and here. Now this is nice and slow. So let's understand the movement first before we use this. So let's say placing the hands in the front here and your feet slightly apart. First lift your right leg without collapsing into the back or without lifting your bums like that, right? So this part must press down strongly and no arch in your lower back. First lift the right leg. When I do this, I focus on tighten the buttocks, lift the leg, lift the opposite hand, then down and relax. Okay, let's try. Tighten your right butt, lift, and lift the chest a little bit, and then come down. Let's do the other side. Tighten the left butt, right hand, chest, and leg up. Do that with inhale. Exhale. Again. Last round. Okay, so that's the movement. But with the ring, we will not be using our hand because the movement is going to be much faster than it was before. So just place your hand here, both your hands on the top. Lift the face and chest, keep your neck long, both legs are up. Now, just like swimming, you go for flitter kicks. So right now, we're not using our hands. So just the kicks. Go ahead, breathe in and breathe out. Continue. Focus on the speed. It's coming from the hip. Everything else is nice and relaxed. It should feel more like a stroll, kind of enjoying this, you know. Don't make it too hard on yourself. This is nice. Your hands are resting. Your chest is already up. So just in and out. Keep pumping. Let's do another 30. Breathe in and out. And hold and release. Whew. That's it. Let's stretch your back into a short stretch and take about 5 to 6 deep breaths. and roll yourself fully up. Right. That's it for this particular part. So I'll see you in the next two parts. But if you have any questions, or if you have any doubts, or any of the exercises you felt were a little more challenging, you need some advice, just write me in the comment and I'll be able to help you out there. And thank you for joining. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you like the video, or if you want to receive more content, something like this. And remember for the notification bell as well, so that you receive an email or notification as soon as I upload a new video. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next one.